guys, it's Greg here from Kinobody. I'm fasting and enjoying some black coffee, which is like the most amazing combination ever. When you drink black coffee and you're fasted, it just is like, oh, it's an amazing experience. But anyways, in this video I want to talk about how you can actually build muscle and lose fat at the same time with intermittent fasting. And so when I was talking with Lyle McDonald, one of the smartest men in the industry, we're discussing whether you can gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. And so he kind of had like two answers. The first answer was that, like, from a physiological standpoint, it just seems impossible because your body can't really be anabolic and catabolic at the same time. When you're catabolic, that means you're breaking down tissue, whether that's fat or muscle. When you're anabolic, it means you're gaining tissue, which could be fat or muscle. So the idea that you're gaining muscle and breaking down fat at the same time seems physiologically improbable. But then his thing was, well, there's experiences where people will, when they're new to training, they'll have that beginner's effect, but they'll strength train, they'll get stronger in the gym, and they'll drop fat. And so they'll actually have put on muscle while drop fat. The thing is that everyone wants to drop 20 pounds of fat and be at the same weight, whether they're 180 or 200 pounds or 150, it doesn't matter. They want to lose 20 pounds of fat and then regain that 20 pounds in that same time frame. And that, of course, is unrealistic. But I want to talk about how actually intermittent fasting can do a few things. It can either help you basically build muscle as you drop fat. It can help you maintain more muscle on a cut. And it can possibly help you stay leaner on a lean bulk. And we're going to discuss how that takes effect. Beautiful. So here's the concept is that with intermittent fasting, you're oscillating between the fasting period, which is like a period of catabolic activity where you're fasting, so you're breaking down body fat. And actually, some people are worried, like, oh, if I'm fasting, am I going to break down muscle? Well, probably not, because here's the reality. If you're fasting for, let's say, like 12 to 18 hours, during that period, growth hormone is going to surge up, which basically means that you're going to increase fat burning, because growth hormone helps shuttle fat cells into the bloodstream to be burned for energy. So that rise in growth hormone ramps up fat burning machinery, and at the same time it helps preserve muscle protein. When growth hormone's high, you don't burn as much muscle protein. It helps preserve your lean body mass. And so because you're only fasting for, let's say, 14 to 18 hours, you still have that period of feasting. That's when you shift into that period of anabolism, where now you're eating a lot in a confined, dense period, so you're going into that temporary state of surplus, and your body is in that state of anabolism, which allows you to shuttle nutrients into your body to help support muscle gain. So what's happening is, with intermittent fasting, you're actually maximizing fat burning during the fasting period of the day. You're boosting growth hormone, you're ramping up fat burning machinery, and then you're transitioning into a state of overeating, where you're going into a state of anabolism. So theoretically, you could lose a little bit of net fat during that fast, and then also help support a bit of muscle mass. That's provided that you're getting stronger in the gym. So if your lifts periodically over the course of several months are going up, and you're dropping body fat, well, then you will have lost fat and gained muscle. And I see this all the time with people following my programs. Every day there's an email from someone being like, hey man, I followed your warrior shredding program. I dropped 18 pounds in these 3 months, and my lifts all went up. I post all these transformations on my Facebook page and on Instagram, and it's insane. So there is a method to the madness. Now, do I know that if they did 5 meals a day instead of intermittent fasting, that they would have had the same results? There's really no way to tell, but my experience has shown me that intermittent fasting makes dieting so much more enjoyable, and there may be something there. There's actually research that shows that when people ate most of their calories at night, they actually retain more muscle mass on an aggressive cut, on a low-calorie diet, compared to the people group that ate more calories in the morning. And it makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint. I mean, for thousands of years, humans have thrived on eating very little during the day when we had to hunt and forage, and feasting at night in these big social dinners. So there is a method to the madness, and it makes pure sense, because when we're fasted, we're operating on the sympathetic nervous system. This is something that Ori Hofmeckler talks about in The Warrior Diet, which is a good read. And so when you're operating on that sympathetic nervous system, you're alert, you're focused, you're energetic. That's how you want to be during the day. You want to be focused and energetic and have that mental clarity, because that's when we're working, that's when we're doing daily tasks that are important. And then at night, when you eat a big meal, especially one high in carbohydrates, you stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which makes you feel relaxed, drowsy, sleepy, and chilled out and happy. Helps also with the stimulation of neurotransmitters in your brain like tryptophan and serotonin. So essentially, from every single angle, it makes the most sense that we should be fasting in the day and eating a lot later in the day at night, because then we're focused during the day and then we feel great and happy and we can socialize at night. And you know, if you had those big carbs in the morning, you'd probably feel tired after. If I have carbs, or if I eat a meal for breakfast, which I never do anymore, well, when I used to, I would want to eat after. It'd put me in that feasting mode. So basically, the whole end line of this video is that with intermittent fasting, there's a possibility that you can actually help build more muscle on a cut or retain more muscle on a cut, which is very, very, very good news, by taking your macronutrient intake for the day and kind of, you know, slamming it into the later part of the day. Now, how you do that is very, very simple. In the morning, you just stick to water, actually soda water, like sparkling water is great at filling you up on a fast because it's carbonated, which I sometimes do, and black fucking coffee. And that's what you stick to for the first, you know, 4 to 6 hours of the day. So let's say you wake up at 8 a.m. Well, probably until 12 or 2 p.m., you would fast with just water, black coffee, maybe some Perrier, whatever. And then around that time, you could break your fast. What I do is I usually have an apple an hour or two before my meal, so I can push that first meal a bit later to kind of get more calories in a shorter period of time, making me more satisfied. But whatever, you know, maybe you'd have your first meal at 2, you could have an apple around 12 or 1, you could have your first meal at 2, and then another big dinner later in the evening. And that would be how that would go down. And you could eat big-ass meals and lean down, get shredded, and probably build muscle if your strength's going up. As well, you'd want to be training in the gym and getting stronger on key lifts, incline presses, shoulder presses, weighted shins, some leg work. And as you get strong on those lifts and as you start nailing your macros and intermittent fasting, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get more muscle density, and you're going to drop body fat like fucking crazy. I would say is that literally try the fasting thing, and if you enjoy it, then it's going to have a lot of merit, and I'd say go with it. If you're someone that does not enjoy fasting, you hate it, then maybe just do your 5 meals or whatever it is. But most people I talk to actually fucking love the fasting once they adapt to it. I fucking love fasting. So anyways, guys, I want to do more of these intermittent fasting videos because I have so much to share on this. I've been fasting for about 5 years now, and I've learned from all like the most, you know, all the kind of intermittent fasting experts. But I've kind of created my own approach that seems to be much more lifestyle friendly. So if you have any fasting questions, comment below and I'll do another video on intermittent fasting. But this one just was basically to show you how possibly intermittent fasting could be the best thing ever for dropping fat and building muscle. Take care. Bye. Oh, and before you go, make sure to download my intermittent fasting handbook, the Kinobody fasting handbook right here, so you can learn how to adapt to fasting, make it really enjoyable and really fucking easy and cool. That's right there. If you want to join my Project B-Trip group, then you can pick up aggressive fat loss, and that's where everyone's sharing their different meals, talking about fasting, and you know, sharing workout stuff. It's an awesome Facebook group. We got about 700 plus members in there. So you can pick up aggressive fat loss here, and then in the members download area where there's all the bonuses, Excel spreadsheets and everything, you can get the invite for the Facebook group. That's all. That's totally all. And thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like the video and help me grow my channel. Help me